Hi, welcome to another moderate slow flow. I haven't been here in a while, but I'm excited to be with you all and teach you, guide you through some of the postures. So starting in a comfortable seated posture, just start to move your body a little bit, loosening up your shoulders. Some nice deep cleansing inhales and exhales. Focusing on your breath and maybe having the exhale take just a little bit longer than your inhale. Set an intention for your day without putting too much pressure on yourself to be perfect or without judging yourself. Placing your right hand on the mat beside you. Inhale, raising your arm up overhead and bending towards the right, opening up your side body for a stretch. Inhale, bringing you back to center. Exhale. Putting your left palm on the mat beside you. Inhale. Right arm comes up overhead. Your gaze can come up towards your hand if that feels good on your neck. Noticing when you take your twist that you're moving from your core, so you may want to place your hands on your ribs. Take a nice deep inhale and exhaling to the right, making sure not to have your shoulders or head be forcing the movement and just moving as far as your midsection allows. It's usually a pretty small movement. An inhale carries you back. Exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale to the left. Inhale back. And placing your hands on the mat in front of you and coming into tabletop. Right now I have a neutral spine, so focusing on your pelvis, keeping your spine neutral, tilting the pelvis forward, opening your chest, lifting your head on the inhale. This is cow. Exhaling, tilting the pelvis back, spine curves, and gaze comes between your legs. For cat. Allowing your breath to continue to guide you through your cow and your cat for a few minutes. Eventually making your way back to a neutral spine and tabletop. You're then going to curl your toes under, cover the knees, keeping that neutral spine as you push back into your first down dog. Head hangs heavy. Tailbone lifts. Remembering to breathe. And maybe bending one knee at a time, walking out your dog. On your next inhale, bending at the knee, coming back towards your heels, gaze coming towards your hands. Step 1 foot at a time, making your way to the top of your mat. Bringing your belly towards your thighs, head is hanging heavy for ragdoll. Maybe bringing either hand to either elbow and hanging out in ragdoll. There's a bend in the knee here. And just let everything go. Releasing your bind. And slowly coming all the way to standing, keeping your head heavy till the very end. Maybe swaying from side to side, forward and back. As you find your center, coming into Tadasana, your knees can be soft. Again, your spine is neutral. Shoulders relax down your back, opening your chest. Bringing your soft palate at the roof of your mouth and aligning that with your heart center. And remembering to breathe here. We're going to start with some sunays. Inhale, arms high overhead, gaze follows. Exhale, pouring your pelvis, hinging at the hips, coming all the way into a forward fold. Again, knees can be soft. Belly is going towards the thighs. Head is heavy. Inhale, lifting to a neutral spine, lifting about halfway and placing your hands on your shins or your knees or flat back. Exhale, placing your palms on the mat and stepping back 1 foot at a time, coming into high plank. And slowly lowering all the way down. You can drop the knees. Bringing your hands beside your ribs. posture on the mat and picturing a string pulling you from behind your heart center. Gaze is focused on the mat. Inhale, peel your chest off the mat. This is baby cobra. You can stay here, or you can straighten your elbows, coming up into upward facing dog. Curling the toes, pushing back into tabletop, and all the way through to downward facing dog. Breathing in your down dog. Staying here for at least 3 cleansing breaths. On your next inhale, gaze comes towards your hands, stepping 1 foot at a time. Inhale, halfway lift to flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, slowly rising all the way to standing. Hands come through heart center. Back to Tadasana. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, placing the palms on the mat, stepping back, high plank to low plank, taking either baby cobra or upward facing dog. Curling the toes and pushing back to downward facing dog. Taking 3 to 5 deep cleansing breaths. On your next inhale, gaze comes forward, hinging back towards your heels, stepping or floating to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up. Hands through heart center. Down by your side. Tadasana. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, swan dive. Fold forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, coming to high plank. Lowering down, coming into baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, curling the toes, rolling back into downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze comes towards your hands, hinging back, stepping or floating to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Bending the knees and slowly lifting. Rise up, arms overhead, coming to prayer through heart center. And Tadasana. We're going to start our sun bees now. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, placing your hands on the mat in front of you, stepping back 1 foot at a time, high plank, lowering down, coming into your baby cobra or upward facing dog. Rolling the toes, pushing back into downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, hovering off the mat. Coming up on the ball of the left foot. Bring your knee towards your chest and dropping your foot. You don't want to force the foot any further than it wants to go. Walking your hands back to frame the front foot and stepping that back foot in just a little bit so that you can ground the heel down. And keeping your pelvis neutral and a flat back as you rise up to warrior one. Breathing here. Inhale, exhale, hands come down to the mat and you're stepping back into down dog. Inhale the left leg high, coming up on the ball of the right foot, bringing your knee in towards your chest and dropping your foot down. Again, not forcing it, walking your hands back to frame your front foot and maybe stepping the back foot in just slightly so that you can put the heel down into the mat, keeping your pelvis neutral and a flat back as you rise up, warrior one. Breathing, inhale, exhale, hands come back to the mat, stepping that front foot back and pushing back into down dog. Breathing here. Hinging and gaze coming towards the hands, stepping to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, slowly rise up. Palms come together through heart center. Down by your side. Tadasana. Breathing here. Maybe taking a quick water break. The sun salutations usually get our body nice and heated up for us so that it's easier to move our muscles into some of the more difficult postures. So we did our first sun B. We did 3 sun A's, our first sun B, and now we're gonna do 2 more sun B's and then get into some of our other series. Inhale, arms high overhead. Exhale, pouring the pelvis. Oh, front legs go back, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, palms come to the mat, stepping or floating into high plank, coming into your low plank, and then baby cobra or upward facing dog, curling the toes, coming back into down dog. Right leg lifts, coming up on the ball of the left foot, stepping it through, dropping your foot down, hands frame your front foot, stepping back. Warrior one. Exhale. Stepping back. Down dog. Bringing the left leg high on an inhale, stepping it through. Framing the front foot as you ground the back foot. Warrior one. Exhale, arms down, stepping back into down dog. Breathing, hinging towards your heels, gaze comes forward, floating or stepping to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, slowly rising up. Hands through heart center. Down by your side. Inhale, arms high. Exhale. Fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, coming into your high plank. Lowering down. Lifting into your baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, stepping through, setting up for your warrior one. Back to downward dog. Left leg lifts. Stepping it through. Setting up for warrior one. Coming back into down dog. From here, drop the knees, coming back into tabletop. Picturing the weight coming into your right hand. Left leg extends straight out behind you. Left hand comes to your left hip and open up your left hip. Coming into Vasisthasana, side plank. To make this a little more challenging, you can bring your bottom leg out to meet the top. Just making sure that you have enough shoulder strength to support your wrist as you do this. Coming out of it, sort of the same way that you came in. Bringing the weight into your left hand, extending the right leg straight back. Bringing the right hand to your right hip as you peel open for Vasisthasana. And again, taking whatever variation you did on the last side. Back into tabletop. Bringing your toes together and spreading your knees towards the edges of your mat and walking your hips all the way back to meet your heels and resting in your child's pose. Take some time to get centered here, catch your breath. Notice your breath. Noticing all the work your body's done so far. Maybe taking a little water break. Just want to start my music back up. I'll send you guys the playlist I used today. So from child's pose, when you're ready, make your way back to tabletop. From here, curl your toes, hover your knees, and push back into down dog. Bringing the right leg high, stepping it through towards your right hand, staying on the ball of that back foot, knee can be bent, and rising up to crescent lunge. Bringing your hands through heart center. Inhale, exhale, twisting to the right. Bringing your right shoulder towards your spine as your left shoulder peels away, deepening the twist, and bringing your gaze over your back shoulder if that doesn't bother your neck. Remembering to breathe, feeling strong in both your legs. Inhale brings you back through. Warrior crescent lunge, bringing the hands down to the mat and stepping back to down dog. Left leg lifts, stepping it through towards your left hand. That back foot can be on the ball. You can see on the ball the back foot, knee is bent, keeping your pelvis neutral as you rise up into crescent lunge again. Hands come through to heart center. Inhale, exhale, twisting to the left. Bring the left shoulder towards the spine as the right peels away, deepening your twist, and maybe your gaze comes over your back shoulder. Remembering to breathe and stand strong. Inhale brings you back. Crescent lunge. Exhale, bring your palms to the mat and stepping back into down dog. Taking 3 nice cleansing breaths. Lift the right leg, step it through towards your right hand, keeping the back knee bent and staying on the ball of that foot. Pelvis stays neutral as you lift up for crescent lunge. Bringing your right hand to your right thigh and your left hand to your left hip, and then peel your left hip open, letting your back foot drop. Arms come up. This is Warrior 2. Both legs are engaged and strong. Breathing here. hands to your hips and rocking them from side to side, exploring this motion as you pour your pelvis over your front leg. Maybe resting your arm against your thigh for extended side angle. And breathing. And inhaling back to warrior two. Straightening the front leg. And then pouring your pelvis over your front leg for triangle. Breathing. Inhale brings you back into warrior two. Inhale, exhale, flipping the front hand, bring it up overhead to reverse your warrior. And inhaling, exhaling, bringing you all the way back, windmilling the hands to the mat and stepping back into down dog. Inhale, left leg, stepping the left leg through towards the left hand. Staying on the ball, that back foot, knee is bent. Pelvis is neutral, rising up for crescent lunge. Bringing your left hand to your left thigh, right hand to your right hip, peeling the right hip open, letting the foot drop. This is warrior two. Again, exploring the motion in your hips. Noticing how that feels. And pouring your pelvis over your front leg, coming into extended side angle. Breathing and being strong in your warrior. Inhale, bringing you back, warrior two. Straightening the front leg, pouring the pelvis again, coming into triangle. Inhale brings you back to warrior two. Flipping the front palm, reversing your warrior, bringing that arm up overhead. Inhale brings you all the way back down, windmilling the hands to the mat and stepping back into down dog. Coming back into your high plank and slowly lowering all the way down. So forehead is on the mat, arms are out straight behind you. Thinking of the space right between your shoulder blades. On the inhale, keeping your gaze at the mat, protecting your cervical spine and neck. Inhale, feeling your chest off the mat. Shoulders are down your back, arms lift. This is locust. And breathe here. And exhale, release. If that felt nice, then grasp, interlock your fingers behind your back. The palms should be as close to touching as you can get them. And remembering to keep your gaze down, inhale, lift up. If it doesn't feel right to have your fingers interlaced, just take the same locus that we just took. Feet can lift. Breathe here. And release all the way down. Maybe taking your legs and windshield wipering them from side to side to release your low back. If keeping your knees bent and bringing your feet towards your bum, if you are able to grab a hold of the backs of your feet without your hips coming up off the mat, and if both of those other postures felt safe for your body, you can try taking bow. So we're holding on to the backs of our feet, and we're gonna, on an inhale, lift up, pushing our feet into the palms of our hands and breathing. And exhale, release all the way down. Resting, or maybe windshield wipering your legs again. Bring your hands, your palms to the mat beside your ribs, and pushing back into tabletop. Hi. Oh, cute. This is Mac. He's like, enough yoga, Mom. Play with me. What do you got? Your owl? Oh my goodness. Oh, let me do it.
Mac, you're interrupting yoga.
Let me do it.
Maggie, come here.
Good.
Oh.
So from tabletop, you're going to bring your left, you're going to step your left, your right knee toward your right hand. Your left leg's going to extend out straight behind you. And then you're going to externally rotate from your hip. So your foot comes in towards your left hand. You're not forcing your leg up any further than it wants to go. Lower back down onto your knee. Slowly walking that leg back a little bit. This is a variation of half pigeon. You can stay here. Maybe you can bring your left hand towards your left foot. If you bend the left knee in, gaze goes over that shoulder, the back shoulder. Breathing. And releasing. Or staying here, or you can slowly lower all the way down, coming onto your elbows, or maybe using your hands as a pillow, and taking a nice deep stretch in half pigeon. Coming back up, curling your toes of the back leg under, lifting your knee, lifting up, and coming back into tabletop. And we're going to take this on the other side, so bringing your left knee towards your left hand, walking it towards your left hand. Right leg extends back straight behind you. Externally rotating from your hip. Your foot comes towards your right hand. There's no forcing it. And again, just walking that back leg out. This is half pigeon. This is half pigeon. Or you can lower all the way down in your own time and enjoy the stretch. So nice. I'm lifting up, curling the toes of the back leg under, lifting up and getting back into tabletop. I'm now going to cross my feet behind me and sit back all the way with my legs up in front of me, coming into seated, keeping your spine back. Keeping your spine neutral, shoulders down your back. Noticing your sit bones in the earth. Last night was the new moon in Taurus, and Taurus started maybe about a week ago, and I definitely have been feeling a little bit more grounded, connected to the earth. Spending every minute in the sun when I can, when we have it. Now I'm going to bring my knees, bend my knees, and hug up my thighs, making sure my thighs are connected to my belly, and slowly walking my feet all the way out as far as I can go, as long as I'm keeping my belly and my thighs intact. So my knees are staying bent, because that's as far as I can go. And then I'm taking a seated forward fold and just kind of enjoying this stretch for a minute or two. walking my hands back, coming back into seated posture, using my hands to scoop myself and coming all the way onto my back. Feet are firmly planted into the earth or into your mat. Palms are engaged into the mat. And on an inhale, lifting your hips all the way through to your shoulders, off the mat for bridge. Breathing here. You can hold this here. If you have a block and you'd rather take a block and have that be an assisted bridge and lower back onto it on your low back, you can do that. You can clasp interlace your fingers behind your back. You can come up on the ball of one foot. Drop it down, come up on the ball of your other foot. Drop it down. Maybe do that one more time. Now try both. Keep breathing. And slowly make your way all the way back down. At this point, you can take another bridge, or if you like to take plow, bending both your knees in towards your chest. Bring one leg up at a time. This is legs up the wall. You can actually do this against the wall if it feels better. Usually I have a block underneath, but I don't know what props you all have at home. So if this doesn't quite feel right, and you're strong and you want to do some plow, coming up onto your shoulders and just releasing your legs behind your head. This is the time to take any postures that you like to take that we didn't cover today, because we're going to wind down with just a few simple stretches and then Shavasana. When you're ready, bringing the soles of your feet together and placing one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Maybe remembering the intention that you set at the beginning of practice, or just saying something really nice to yourself. Or simply picturing a beautiful, bright, white light radiating from you, positive energy for the earth. Bringing your knees in towards your belly, bending your knees, giving a nice big squeeze, maybe rolling a little bit from side to side, giving yourself a little massage. Feels so good. Extending your arms straight out and letting your legs letting your knees fall to the right. Gaze comes over your left shoulder. Inhale back through center and exhale to the opposite side. Inhale brings you back. Taking your peace fingers, wrapping them around your big toes, keeping the knees bent, maybe rocking from side to side for your happy baby. Taking a full body stretch, stretching out your legs, pointing the toes, bringing your arms up overhead, stretching out your fingers. Grabbing a hold of whatever you'd like to make yourself comfortable for Shavasana, maybe a pillow, a blanket, a cozy sweater. And just laying in a comfortable posture for Shavasana. Maybe taking a little water too before you lay down. Hey, Mac. Starting to notice your breath again. Maybe placing one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. Wiggling your toes. Rolling over onto your right side. And slowly making your way back to seated. I hope each and every one of you and your family members are all staying safe and healthy. And thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.